It's interesting you mentioned that because we're seeing airfares, you know, go crazy, this season. Prices have skyrocketed worldwide, international fares, domestic fares here in India. And we're actually seeing the launch of new airlines here in India as well, despite it being such a cost-intensive industry. So clearly there's something brewing there. Do you feel this is some kind of a, revenge consumerism or recovery for the last 2 years, or is this the beginning of an altogether new trend when it comes to the travel and tourism sector?
Well, it's both. It's both. It's certainly the recovery. Things
Yeah.
were so bad, and suddenly people want to travel, and there are not many seats, not many employees, not many pilots. So yes, that's part of what's going on now. But it will lead to a basic change in the airline industry because people have not been buying a lot of planes in the last few years because of the epidemic for other reasons, but then exacerbated by the epidemic. So who knows? But I expect to find great opportunities in international airlines before this is over.
Okay. On gold and silver, on precious metals, Jim, what's the kind of price target you're looking at, or the kind of upside?
Apple, please watch BT. I mean, you guys know I am terrible at market timing. I'm the worst market timer in the world. I usually try to let the market tell me if and when I see silver really collapsing more than it is now, or gold. I hope I'm smart enough to buy more gold and silver. If I were buying today, I would buy silver. Silver's down much more. Silver's down 70% from its all-time high. Gold is down 15% from its all-time high. Those are rough numbers. But no, I would be buying silver today if I were buying either, but I'm not buying either yet. I'm waiting to see a time when there's real despair, and then I hope I'm smart enough to buy more of both.
So what happens to currencies at a time like this? What's your view on the dollar? We're seeing this tremendous shakeout and the impact it's having across currencies, especially here in emerging markets.
Well, I own a lot of U.S. dollars. I told you last time. The reason I mean, the U.S. dollar is a terribly flawed currency. America is the largest debtor nation in the history of the world, and it's getting worse every day. So now you're going to say, like a good reporter, you're going to say, why do you own dollars then? What's wrong with you? I own them because when there's turmoil, people look for a safe haven. People think the U.S. dollar is a safe haven for historic reasons. The U.S. dollar is going to get overpriced. It could turn into a bubble too. I hope I'm smart enough that when that happens to sell my U.S. dollars. And your next question should be, well, what are you going to do with the money then? And I don't know yet. I wish I did. I will watch Apple and BT some more to find out what to do with it. I don't know. Theoretically, it would be the Chinese currency because it's so big. But the Chinese currency is a blocked currency. I can't just go online and buy and sell it like I can the yen or the euro or something. So I don't know where I'm going to put my money.
Okay. And in terms of timeline, so we're looking at, you've been speaking about it when you were saying the worst bear run. Are we looking at the end of the year? It's really around the corner, or would you give it 6 months?
Well, this year so far has been one of the worst, the first 8-10 months of any year in the American stock market. It's been, historically, it's been significant how bad it has been. But as I say, before it's over, I expect it to get much, much, much worse. I will see some companies go down 60, 70, 80%. Some companies will go bankrupt. I'm talking about U.S. companies will go bankrupt. No, this bear market is going to be a mess. You're not old enough to remember bear markets and how bad they can be. They can be really, really devastating and surprising.
Wow. So in this shakeout, is it going to be across the board, Jim, or do you see certain pockets that will be worse hit? Tech stocks, over leveraged companies, clearly. Banks, we've been seeing all kinds of reports, at some key institutions. Where's the shakeout going to be?
There will be some probably real assets, whether agriculture or silver or some things will do well. They always do in bear markets. There are always a few sectors that do very well. I don't know what they are yet. I'm certainly optimistic in watching agriculture. I mentioned airlines. If they get damaged, the stocks get hurt more and more. One good thing about all this, it's good for you, because it gives you job security. Somebody has to report on all this. Somebody has to tell us what's going on. So it's very good for you and BT. It's not good for the rest of us, but it's good for you and BT. Well, I do look at India. I do occasionally, periodically buy Indian shares. I don't have any now because the market was one of the better markets in the last year or two. But if India goes down a lot or goes down more than others, I'm certainly interested in Indian shares. There's some really, really smart Indians, as you know, many smart Indians. You just have to find them. Some of them have moved away, but they're smart Indians in India, and I will be looking for smart Indians and good companies when things get really bad.